let's talk about post-behavioral revolution. Okay, wait. So now let's talk about post-behavioralism. So what is basically post-behavioralism? It is a critique of behavioralism, or you can say an updated version of behavioralism. Okay, so it was also given by David Easton in one of his lectures named as Credo of Relevance. He highlighted, so what he highlighted that there is overemphasis on techniques of pure science, which has led to the loss of relevance of political science. Okay, so that's what he first talked about. The second, he why behavioralism failed is because it failed to anticipate political turmoil. Okay, wait a second. So the thing that led to post-behavioralism was one of the reason was that behavioralism failed to anticipate political turmoil. Okay, so when, for example, whenever there was a political turmoil, okay, there was no solution to it. Okay, behavioralism could not provide a solution to it. So that is why it is. So that is why it is said that it led to the emergence of post-behavioralism. Okay. Third point is now the from the third point I will tell you a bit about its features. Okay. So first and second point were one of the main reasons for the beginning of post-behavioralism. Okay. Now I will tell you the features. So first feature was or suggestion was that emphasis should be laid on substance over technique. Okay. So when I say post-behavioralism emphasize not substance over technique, it means it one, two, three. So why they supported substance over technique? So they argued that substance, which means studying the real world issues like justice, equality, and human suffering, matters infinitely more than having statistical flawless data on trivial topics. It is better to be vague on something deeply important than to be perfectly precise on something irrelevant. Okay, so that was the main reason. Okay, then the second feature is decrease in scientific sophistication. Okay, that means decrease in relevance of heavy numbers. Okay, heavy stats data. So they decreased it, like they did not want to make it pure science. Okay, and so they wanted to decrease what they were going, like they wanted to decrease and input some value into the political events or phenomena in order to analyze them. Then third, and one of the things that is science cannot be neutral because science works on a feedback mechanism such as an AI. Okay. Then another is the most important and how and that is the main reason why it updated or it is called post behavioralism is because it balanced between norms and science. Okay. For example, okay, when you see a geopolitical crisis, okay, so you basically from you basically see it from a realism perspective, okay, based on data and all. So if you only see it from a scientific perspective, there would be no hope of peace, of equality, of all the other good factors which could happen. So here comes the role of norms. So norms are very important to be balanced with science in order to in order for the world to be peaceful, okay, in order for the democracies, the governments, the political organizations to work, okay. Post behavioralism brought back values in behavioral approach, okay. So it again became value laden, which led to a new approach, neo institutional approach, okay. Before going to new institutional approach, we learn about few limitations of post behavioralism, okay. So the first limitation is the risk of ideological biasness. By it might lead to ideological biasness because researchers would need to take an ideological stance and risk turning objective political science into political activism. Okay, as you know, political comparative politics basically most probably is dominated by American scientists, which also could lead to biasness, ideological biasness towards America or countries favoring America or governments favoring America. Okay, the next point is the loss of scientific precision. Okay, which sacrificed the rigorous research methods in order to prove no, sorry my bad. Sorry, I would like to erase this point. Okay, extremely sorry. The next one is too much ambiguity. Okay, so too much ambiguity led to a difficulty to build concrete theories or clear policy solutions. Okay, like they could not generalize or create theories due to the ambiguity as subjectivity is also involved in post behavioralism alongside data. Okay, next criticism is internal fragmentation. as political scientists could not oppose to one idea or could not agree on which values or social issues actually should take priority. Okay, so they were confused about which social issues should take priority and which should not. Okay, the next is it failed to replace the old way. Okay, so post behavioralism failed to replace behavioral movement. Okay, as post behavioralism is only a course correction, it acted only as a course correction, as political science still heavily relies on data and statistics. Okay, so here is the end of post behavioralism. I don't think much will be asked from here, but let's see. After this, now we'll learn about neo institutionalism. Okay.